Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to create a simple income and expense tracker in Google Sheets. So basically this is super simple. So we're going to track what comes in and what comes out. So it's different from my previous created tracker. So let's start by renaming this sheet into accounts, and let's adjust the column width into 25, and let's add column header here like accounts, and then we were going to list all our income categories here: salary income if you are working, business income if you have business, side hustle income if you have a freelancing career or gig, uh, and then let's add our expenses here like rental, utility expense. This is our water, uh, power, and food expense. Food expense. Be sure lang guys na to add income and expense at the end of our account, and then transportation expense, station expense, personal if you are buying for yourself and for your lifestyle. So I just add personal lifetime lifestyle expense here, and then health expense for your meds and other expenses. So I just limit only to 7 expenses. So for me to show you how to create a simple income expense tracker. So let's add border here, border, and then let's add fill color or the background color and text color into white. Let's bold this one and then center align. Okay. And then next is we're going to add a transactions lag, wherein we're going to type all our entries here for our transactions, like uh, this money comes in, this money comes out, and then we're going to add notes and then the date of transaction. So we will rename the sheet into transactions log, and then resize this column into 25, and then transaction has date, uh, accounts, amount, and then notes. And let's um, adjust the notes with, because notes sometimes long, like this is the reference number, what expenses this all about, and then let's center align this, and we're going to add alternating color into this um, sheet. So for that, we're going to format each field like date, because we're going to format this date. So every time we double click the cells is a calendar pops up, and then we're going to data validation, add rule, and change the criteria into is validate criteria, and then click done. So when we click this cell, a calendar pops up, and then you just need to select date, and then for our accounts we're going to add um, from our account sheet. So we're going to drag this down, or we're going to highlight the column accounts and then add rule, and change the criteria into from a range, and then let's select data range and go to our accounts and highlight or select this range and then click OK. And then uh, to make the drop down list look more cleaner, we have to change some options like the display style into arrow and click done, and then go back to our transactions log. You see, uh, it now looks more cleaner. And then for the amount, let's format this into accounting format. So let's go to format and then number and select the accounting, and then go down, go up, and then highlight from date to notes, and then Control Shift and then down to select the up to the last row, and then go up, and let's format this into alternating colors to look for us to easy identify where transactions we are at. And then let's select the custom styles. So we have here a lot of custom styles. So for me, I have to select this one or this one, my recent selection, and then click done. And then we're going to change the text color into white, this one, and then I will put the text. Okay, so uh, we're going to add sample transactions here. So for example, we have income, salary income amounting to $20,000. Okay, and then let's add notes here like a first cut off. Okay, so I'm going to add a lot of transactions here, so I'm gonna pause the video and return later. Okay, so we're done, or I'm done adding all the transactions here. Uh, Lately, I added March here, so I changed this from March to February because we're going to sum all the transactions on our February's month or last month, and I added here one transactions for some transaction for March. So let's add another sheets here for our summary, or you can also call this um, dashboard. So in this example, I use summary, and let's resize this column into 25, and let's add our accounts here, and we're going to copy all our income accounts from our account sheet, and then let's copy this three and going to paste this all here, and let's add months here from January to December. So let's add just 2 months here, and then drag this going to the right until December. And let's add total income here, and we're going to use the sum function, and then let's drag from salary to side hustle, and then drag this from January to December. Let's bold this, and let's put border, and let's add uh, background color here, text color to white, and then bold, and then center align horizontal and vertical. And let's adjust the width of our accounts, and then let's format this into accounting. So this is 123, and then accounting for the currency show. And then let's add our um expense here, or account expense. Again, we're going to copy this all of that from our account sheets. So you just select that, copy, and then paste all this here. And then we're going to total our expense here. And then we're going to use some function, just drag from rental to other expense, and then enter, and then drag this from January to December. Okay, let's add border here, and then let's format this into accounting format, 123, and then accounting. And then let's bold this area, and this is also, and we can add here net income, and then we're going to deduct our expenses from our income. So let's deduct the expenses from our total income, so we can see uh, what remains from our income after computing all the expenses. So you can drag this going to the right, and then let's put some border also, and then that's it. And we can add border colors here, some light color, and then also here, light also, and then also here light color also. Okay, next we're going to add or use a helper range. So here we can add January. Actually, guys, you can hide this if you don't want to see this because this is just a helper column. So we add January, February until December also, and then we're going to put start date. We're going to identify the start and end date here. So it's just a helper column and date. And then for us to get the starting date, we use the date value function and then add and then 1%, click the month and then ampersand also and then the year 2026. And don't worry guys, this is just a serial number because it's not formatted yet into a date function or format. So selecting this and drag this going to December and then let's format this into date format. So you see this is properly formatted from serial into the right format and then we're going to get the end of month or the last date for January. So we use the EO month function and then we're going to select the start date here and then comma 0 and then let's drag this from January to December and then let's add border here as well like that and then you can also drag or put some background color here. For me, I don't want to put background here because it's just a helper. Okay, so now let's go to our formulas. So we're now going to get the, let's say for example, total salary income for January, total business income for January, side hustle for January, and then total of total income for those accounts. And then, so just to get the total salary income for January, we use the sum function, sum ifs, and then what range we're going to sum. So we're going to our transactions flag, and then we were going to select this amount column, which is the letter D. And wait, why it is already closed? Okay, let's repeat this step. So we're going to, while this function is open, click the sheet column, I mean the transaction, and then click the whole D column, and then let's lock this, or let's lock later. So we're going to get the basic first, comma, and then what will be our criteria? So we will sum this if this column the accounts is equal to this, okay, and then comma we will add another criteria here. So we were going to add only from this range. So we're going to select the date column here again, it's just close, okay, comma, and then we're going to select the date here and then what will be our criterion. So this is the criterion or the criterion. Let's enclose this into apostrophe and equals or greater than equals to and then ampersand, which is the start date. This is this one. And then let's just copy this for the end date. Okay. So this is this is the end date for this one. And then let's close that. Okay. So as you can see, why this February? Because why B2? C2. We don't have. Okay, I think it's not properly. So this is a sum range. This is the where we match the accounts into this. And then the B is the date C19. C19. And then transaction log January. Why? January 20p. Oh, again, I see the error. I didn't change this one. So this supposed to be less than. Okay, so this is 0. So now we're going to lock some ranges here because when we're going to drag from January, so it stays here. Like for example, we're going to lock this. This is some range. So press F4 in keyboard to add dollar sign, and then we're going to also lock this. And then this one, we're going to lock the um and here are the accounts. Okay, so it stays here on the B column. So we're going to add dollar sign, and then we're going to lock this whole column on our transactions, and we're going to here we're going to lock only the rows here. So this is open, so this rows is locked, or we can just retain this open. Okay, so we will retain that open. And then if we're going to drag this, okay, so let's lock this because when we're going to drag this down, the column shouldn't move. So we're going to lock this. Okay, and then 20. Okay, so we have here, so on our transactions, we have whole transactions for our February and one transaction on our March. So when I drag this formula, we only have value from February to March. So look at this one. So I'm going to drag this from January to December. Okay, so why there's no value here? Again, another error. So letter D. So this is correct. This is correct. B, B2. Um, transactions D. Why there's an error here? So January. So this is the amount. The amount is D. C is the accounts. C accounts, and then we match this into here. B2. Okay. B2. So it's correct. B. B is the this is the date, the B. Transactions log B2. D19. So again, this is correct. Why? C. I didn't lock this. Okay, I see the error. I didn't lock this area. So supposed to be this is letter B, not C. Okay. Okay, so already fixed. And then I'll lock this also here. And then I'll repeat dragging the formulas here. So from January to December. So supposed to be March has value now. And you see, I mean, salary is not salary is business. So I'm going to drag this, selecting this, and then highlighting this. You can do this. So we have two methods here. So we can select this, drag this down, and you see there's a value for March because we only have business income amounting to 500 on our March. This one, business 500. And another method I can show you is you can simply drag this from January to December up to here, the last income, and you can just simply press on your keyboard Control D to copy the formula down. Okay, so next we're going to make function for our expense. Okay, next is expense. Mm, rental. So again, we use the sum x function, and we're going to sum our sum range is column D. Okay, another way this happens. Okay, letter D, and then let's lock this column, and then comma. Again, what criteria range? So we're going to, if this accounts, then lock also this is matched to this expense, and then let's lock only the B, then comma, and then our criteria. So our criteria is if the date here, okay, why this happens? If the date here, and lock this also, is greater than or equal to, use ampersand to concatenate, uh, greater than or equal to this date. Okay, okay, okay. This is this one, C19. And then we're going to lock this only the uh, row. And then we can just simply copy this and paste this also. Then don't forget to change this from greater than into less than, and this is 20, our end date. And then close this. Okay, so we're going to drag this going to the right up to December. As you can see, we have expense for rental on February, so we can double check that. Rental February, this one, 8,000. Okay, this one. So again, you can simply select this and then Control D on your keyboard, and all are automatically copied or totaled. So yeah, that's it. So you can see what um, or how much we have income or total income on February, and how much we spent on our expenses on February, and how much still we have on our account, or how much left. Okay, so let's close, I mean, let's format this. Now, we'll add another um, color coding here. So you can select the column C. You can just select this column, and then let's format this or add color coding here for, like, if this is income, this will be colored green. If this is expense, this will be colored red. So to do that, simply select this column and then format, and go to conditional formatting. And um, if this text contains, or I mean this C column contains the word income, it should be color green. Okay, green. If this C column text contains expense, color should be red. Okay, so this is the fastest way to uh, put some background color or fill color according to their if this if this cell contains text income or expense. So that's it. And we can also add here, like, okay, I mean, I think this is already done. So I'm going to show you some example. Let's add some salary income on our, let's say, May. So going back to our transactions log, we can simply double click a new transactions here to add another transaction. So since this is March, we're going to use this arrow going to May, and then let's, like, 15 and salary income, or we just need like side hustle amounting to 3,000 again. So let's say Rocket PH. Again, this cell turns into green because this is income. This contains income. So going back on our summary, we can see our May here. and side hustle has value. Okay, so let's add more another example. Let's say, for example, spend on our utility like on May again. May, so this is March, April, May, let's say 16, we add our utility expense. So, for example, we pay 3,000 for our, I mean 300 for our water bill. So, when you check the summary, you can see the utility expense has value here. Okay, so that's it. Um, Again, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video to your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe. I'll upload this template on my website, so the website is here. I'll also put the link on the description of this video, and yeah, so I think this is all good now, and see you on the next one.